we'll open it up for questions, but before we do that, if you are a hiring partner, please see Alfonso. He's standing at the back of the room, and fill out one of these surveys. And actually, Tom has some also. So, do you want to do questions? Okay. Thank you, Jeff, and thank you, Dale and Kate.
Does anyone have any questions for these three? Aha.
Yes. I have a question for Kate and a question for Dale. Kate, was your study confined to your university or across Minnesota as a whole?
Is this working? Good
Yeah.
enough? Okay. It was just from our school. The 440 students were from our
Okay.
graduates over the last 5 years. Of course, we'd love to extend it and actually look at a different type of school, a private school, or a great big Tier 1 research institution. Might be a good comparison.
Yes, because I think you commented that your university or your school takes a lot of transfer students. And so it's somewhat of a given that most of your students are going to have a number of transfer credits, and it might not hold true, that same result, to other universities that may have students that complete their 4 years there. The question I had for Dale was, it looks like there's similarities in the review course issue, the cost of the review course as far as African Americans, and a review course being present in the curriculum for the Hispanic group. Would one implication be that if there was some public interest imperative to subsidize or give scholarships directly involved in a review course rather than a scholarship to attend a university, and that organizations like NASBA, the AICPA, the societies that might have a common interest in seeing minorities participate more in proportion to their population representation, to just see if there's a way to subsidize or reward students that have a good track record to apply for scholarships for a review course.
Exactly. I think that's a good conclusion to come out of that. Like I say, this really seems to be more of an economic issue than a racial issue, the difference between being a CPA and not being a CPA. And so I think, your point is the employers should provide that review course. The two organizations I mentioned maybe ought to go to that form of scholarship. They brag about all the scholarship money they give out, but maybe they ought to go to scholarships for review courses or something.
Sir?
Gary Fish, Illinois Board of Examiners. This question is for Dale. I too was a professor for many years, and I'm wondering about your top slide on page 9, third bullet, where you say there is a significant association between the likelihood of becoming a CPA and having a CPA or just an account family member. It seems to me like your study has overlooked the issue of second generation. My experience at a state school was that those students who came to college, particularly minorities, who are second generation college students, or parents had gone to some college, did substantially better. Did you look at that issue?
Did not. No, and I don't believe that was, I'm trying to think if we even, I don't think we asked the question of whether you had a parent attend college. No, we did not.
I would suggest you look at that at some point. The other thing I found anecdotally in talking with particularly African American students is so frequently they came from homes where the father was like a postman or a garbage man, a government job that was continuous, was studied. Frequently the mother would be a nurse or a school teacher or something of that nature, even in the single parent homes. And that stability of a solid financial background at home carried over into their performance at college. But I have no research to support that. That's just my anecdotal observations.
I kind of have downplayed that in my presentation because not many of the respondents had an accountant in their family. Those who did were more apt to be CPAs, but there were so few that I'm not sure how meaningful it is. Yes, if you had one, you'll be a CPA, but it doesn't necessarily hurt you not to have one.
Any more questions from anyone out there? Okay. Karen, I have one quick question for you. Can you just please explain the process of the research grant applications for everyone so they understand?
Sure. What we've done in the last couple of years is we've put out an RFP, a request for proposals, in January, early January, and we've been working with the AICPA and the AAA who have been helping us get these RFPs out in a number of different venues. Then those proposals are sent electronically to NASBA and with a due date. And then the first year we had 3 committee members, and then last year we had 4 committee members, including myself. And we met in Nashville, and we have a criteria that we have set up, and that certainly could be available to anybody. And then we spent the afternoon basically looking at them and evaluating them on, I believe there were 6 or 7 criterion that we looked at and then made recommendations. We've given 3 every year. That doesn't mean that we have to give 3, but we felt that the 3 that we've given the last couple of years were very relevant to to what we were trying to do as state regulators. The other thing that we can do and that we've been doing is looking at issues that were important, such as online education, also accreditation issues, and putting that in a list of interesting topics that would be interesting to the state boards of accountancy. So if there's an issue that one of you would like to know about or you think that's important, please let us know. Some of these we get from the questionnaires that you turn in a couple of times a year.
Yeah.
So that's basically the process.
Good, thank you, Karen. Yeah, again, our regional meetings and annual meetings are really a forum for all of us. And what more important, there isn't a better idea in my mind than having research grants being funded for people like us who are regulators in our jurisdictions, where we can actually reach out to educators and find out what useful information we need to know. So thanks, Karen, Dale, and Kate. And with that said, it's break time. We're a few minutes past, but everyone, if they can come back promptly at 11 o'clock. And also, as Karen, reminder for Karen, there's the survey forms back there that she had mentioned. Thank you.